Let's get it.
Listening to the Sportz Nutz.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sportz Nutz. Man, I hope you guys have had a fantastic week so far. I know we only saw you guys just a couple of days ago, but we're back and we're ready to go and ready to rock and roll. Real quick, want to give a shout out to everybody who is listening to us right now on 95.5 KFCE in Terrell, Texas, and TigerNation.live, which airs in Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, and the other radio stations we are a part of, as well as the 37 other countries that we air in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Guys, we have an absolute jam-packed episode tonight. A lot of fun. We have a really good friend of ours. He's logging in now. It looks like he's having a little bit of computer error. So, Marcus, if you can re-log in and log out and log back in, because it's not connecting for some reason. There it goes. But yes, our good friend Marcus Macallum. He is in Chicago, but he also covers a lot with the women's sports, and I'm absolutely really excited to talk to him about. We have questions lined up, but after he leaves, guys, we still have a show that must go on. Mike, the first comment we're going to talk about, obviously, after is what a crazy change of the helm going on in the NFL. There's more coaches being removed and going other places. It's really weird. And we'll talk a little bit about that one. And as you guys can kind of see behind Shane, the Winter Olympics, we're only 3 weeks away from the Olympics starting. We're going to talk about that and how they're actually having some problems training. Really interesting. This came off of a story that is going to blow your socks away when I talk about it. The next thing we'll talk about is some baseball. And obviously the New York Mets, they're back at it again, spending. Did I mention they're spending? But are they going to win? We'll talk about that in a minute. Zillow, good to see you. The MLB season, y'all, it literally is knocking on the door. So we're actually going to do a brand new segment. Every episode, it's every Wednesday. We're going to do this. And here's what we're going to do. And I want to explain this in depth with you guys. All right. You're going to, I'm writing down these teams. I'm going to actually have Pinsman type it up in the chat. We're going to go by divisions. Okay. And what you're going to do, you're going to give me a star rating for their off season, 1 through 5, 5 being great, 1 being crappy. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to give me the total overall record prediction. You're going to give me who wins that division and what would their seed be in the postseason, and do they win the NL or AL pennant, and who wins the World Series. This will be every Wednesday, so I'm really excited about that one. And then Shane has a sports story to share with us. Mike has a small sports story to share. Then, as we always like to do, our favorite moment is the honorable mentions, where the mainstream media doesn't talk that much about certain sports stories or stories in general, and we got you covered. Real quick, want to let everybody know, this Friday, it is episode 182, but we have a good friend. He is returning Abe Gordon of 92.9 The Game in Atlanta and the host of the Abe TL show returns. So we will have him on Friday. Cannot wait. But guys, I'm even more excited. We just secured this a couple of days, not even a couple of days ago. Monday, January 26th. It is episode 186. But we have Jonathan Wells, formerly of the Houston Texans. He did play at The Ohio State University. So he will be coming on. And then we also are feverishly working. Pinsman has secured an interview with the play-by-play announcer for your Pittsburgh Penguins. We also have a buddy of mine. Actually, he's not the PA. He covers the Seattle Kraken. But we have a guy coming on that will on February 6th to talk to us about the Seattle Kraken. So, and we might have somebody coming soon. The play-by-play announcer of the Carolina Hurricanes. So stay tuned for that. But my man sitting next to me, Pinsman, what's going on, man?
How's it going, everybody? It's not much. I'm just chilling.
Right on, man. I see you. So this is gonna be a lot of fun episode. I can't wait for that one. But my man below me, Shane Owen. Love the picture behind you, man. Oh, can't hear you. Why can't we hear you? Come back on and log off and come back on. Your audio is out. All right. So Shane will be coming in a minute. All right. With that being said, what is up, Marcus? What's going on, brother? How you been, man? Can you hear us? Uh-oh.
Marcus.
Can you hear us?
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
I can hear you, Penman.
There
Brandon, can I hear you?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can't hear Brandon, but I
Uh-oh.
can hear you, Pen. Make
about
sure you're
now?
not.
Welcome to the show.
Can you hear me now?
We're glad you came on.
Can
Thank
you hear
you
me?
so much. You know what? It's an absolute honor to be here, Pen. Brandon, he hits me up often. He's always, fully engaged. He's very much immersed in sports, just like me. He loves his family too, which is why I appreciate him. But there was something that Brandon stepped out on a limb, and I'm not gonna let it slide.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
And he came on Twitter under Sportz Nutz, and I made a comment about the Iceman Caleb Williams, and he went on to proceed to critique Caleb instead of praising him. And now, as the Iceman has done it again, what you gonna say about Caleb now, Brandon? Are you ready to believe? Are you ready to believe?
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Be nice, Brandon.
So, yeah, I still have my doubts on him. I mean, he did have 48% completion percentage. Not really good.
He did throw the greatest pass probably thrown in the last 20 years of professional football on that 4th and 7th play, where he was literally aired Caleb and connected to Roma Doomsday. Now, if you can find another quarterback that could do that in the history, and I'm probably can only think in my head currently right now, one Patrick Mahomes. If you can name another quarterback that you think could do that, then you can go ahead and keep your doubts about Caleb.
Cunningham.
Okay, so you game up with 2.
McNabb. McNabb.
Donovan McNabb.
You think McNabb? Okay.
McNabb.
3.
The 4-13 play. The 4-13 in Green Bay.
I'm talking about that pass. I'm talking about the pass in the air, leg split, like Jordan. How many quarterbacks in the history of quarterbacks that have played could make that throw?
Doug Flutie.
Yeah. Maybe Flutie. I could tell you quarterbacks we know couldn't do it. We know John Elway couldn't make that throw.
No,
we know Dan Marino, as great as Dan Marino was, Dan Marino couldn't make that throw.
Nope.
Jim Kelly couldn't make that throw. You know what I'm saying? Like in the air, leg split. And remember, he's a righty, and he was going to his left. Do you understand the degree of difficulty and pinpoint precision you have to have in your arm for your body not to be set?
Throwing in motion is hard, but let alone throwing it across your body as well as in the air at the exact same time. It's darn near impossible.
It's darn near impossible.
But anyway, Shane, can we hear you right now?
Shane,
can we hear you now?
Yeah.
Testing.
Yes, now we can hear you. Okay, good.
Okay.
How are you doing, man? How was your last couple of days, sir?
Man, it's been good going in work early, but other than that, getting ready. As you guys
You
see in the
guys can hear him?
background,
Yeah. Can you
Okay.
hear him?
Could you?
No, but that's okay. But that's okay. We can
Uh-oh.
yeah,
go. We can go.
getting into the background, we're expecting a little bit of wintry weather coming here tonight and some maybe over the weekend. So that just inspired the background tonight, and that's about it. But other than that, man, doing good, ready to get into this episode.
Right on. Yeah. So he said he can't hear you though. So okay, Shane.
I got
I
you.
don't know what's going on. So all right, Mark, let's get into it. I'm actually really excited to have you, man. You know, we talk all the time. I love talking to my main man here. All right, so I'm gonna go right into it. And I'm absolutely dumbfounded when I ask this question. Are we going into
Mm-hmm.
a strike or not? I mean, what is going on?
Woo-wee.
I mean, this is getting
Boy.
ridiculous. I mean, we have seen the offers. The WNBA came back and they said we're going to give you the salary cap 12.5 million, and they we're going to get more in the
And that's
profit sharing,
fair.
right? And it's a really good deal. And so no, the WNBA Players Association said no, let's do 10.5%. So what on earth is going on? Like, are we going to have a WNBA season? Please say yes.
I want to. I want it to be because the fact of that the league has grown so much. And last year we actually got deprived a little bit because a lot of star players were hurt. Caitlin Clark was hurt. Angel Reese got hurt at the end of the season. Cameron Brink is still working her way back. We had Nafisa Collier get hurt. We had a
Yeah, I heard
lot of
she's out for
top
the whole
stars.
season, right? Because she has double ankle surgery, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of top stars go down, brother.
Mm,
And then on top of it, you had the retirement of Tarasi, Sue Bird. So like this league, it need it needed to have another big springboard season, and it kind of fell short just because of attrition. And so I want to see these girls, I want to see these women back on the court battling because I feel like the league is at its best right now.
hmm
And it's gonna hurt no one more than the fans. That's who get hurt the most in any strike in any professional sport. So I don't want it to happen. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Brandon, man, is it steamballing its way towards that.
it makes me sick to my stomach because I'm like, come on, women, and not just because I'm a girl dad, but it's women sport. It just hits differently. And I'd say this all the time: put aside the petty differences and come to some form of an agreement, albeit maybe 3 to 5 years. It's okay because just think about it, Marcus. If they settle on, let's just say for bleeps and giggles, they sell it on the minimum salary. Minimum salary, everybody gets 250 a year
Hmm.
minimum, with the maximum of the 2.5 million that they said. Okay, that's good. That's great. In 5 years, just think about if it's continuing now with this level of success. In 5 years, you come to the table. Okay, we can give you now each $5 million a year minimum, with a
Hmm.
maximum of 15-20 million dollars a year. And who's to say in 5 years we don't have 36 teams in the WNBA, and every single team is absolutely on par. And I'm really getting tired of like seeing, oh, they've extended, they have a moratorium, they've extended, like just stop with the nonsense already and get this resolved. I need it to go. You know what I mean? I'm like, I need my women's basketball.
I
And
understand it. I mean, look, you're a fan. You want that excitement, like and I'm in the same boat. I'm a girl dad as well, but I love professional women's sports just as much as I love men's. And the WNBA is currently at this moment the only professional women's sport that gets major marketing now. And so, without it, what else are you left with? Because the only soccer you get is when they play in the Olympics.
yep.
That's the only women's soccer that you're going to see on primetime television is when they're in the Olympics. So, I mean, if the WNBA is not playing, now you're devoid of getting that taste of professional women's sports. And you don't want it to go there, but I understand every league has gone through this. And what it comes down to is that the problem is with all these leagues, it didn't matter. NFL, MLB, NBA, when the money started coming in from the television stations, the revenue from the TV, from TV ads, that's always when it became a labor strike. That's when you saw a strike because now ownership is getting big bucks. And ownership knows they're getting big bucks, but they're trying to hide it from the players. But the one thing you can't hide from these players is where the money's going. They got agents, and those agents are dogs, man. Okay, the agents behind the scene. Let me tell you something. Agents are like little lawyers. All right. Damn, man, look, they get on. They will hire a private investigator to follow someone to get the information for their player. All right. So no, the owners can't hide that profit that's starting to come in from the television deals that are now starting to blow up, especially once Caitlin Clark hit the league. It is what it is, and I hope that doesn't offend any people out there. But it's because I'm not trying to say that Caitlin Clark made the WNBA. What I'm just saying is that she's opened up more revenue stream, and with that, the players are fully aware that this revenue stream has now become more, and that's why they're demanding more. And like any owner, they're trying to protect their bottom line because the way the owners look at it is that we just started finally making real money because the league has been barely surviving for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And now this was last year. I think they said it was the first time that the majority of the teams turned a profit.
Yeah, they were in the black zone, which is a good zone.
And majority of the teams were in, in the black. So so now as a player, I hear that. I know, like I said, remember, they're professional athletes. And no, they're not trying to say they play the same as men, but the way they look at it is that if a male professional athlete is getting paid to the point where his family is set for life, I think that's all they're kind of trying to say they want as well. They want somewhere near that where, hey, my contract, when I get paid, I have generational wealth now for my family from playing this professional sport. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that people get it convoluted sometimes when they hear these girls ask for money and they say, "Oh, well, you don't play the same as men." No, they don't play the same as men. That's not their point. Their point is that they are professional athletes and they deserve to make generational wealth for their family.
And they're still putting their bodies
exactly
the grueling work that men do.
And men get I think the bottom guy on a baseball team, the guy in the bullpen, makes enough to set himself for life if he just hangs in the league for 5 to 6 years, making bare minimum $300,000 a year. For you stack that for 6 years, you've already got yourself, you minus taxes and all that good stuff. I guarantee you got $500,000 sitting in the bank.
Plus
for just
comes in.
I mean, I'm just telling you, man.
Yeah.
Like it's only fair that these women do be allowed to make enough to where their families have wealth. They have wealth like you say, for sacrificing their bodies, for going through what they go through to become a professional, to stay in the league, to be a professional. These women shouldn't retire from, the WNBA and now, she's got to, work as some, secretary in an office, to make it for the rest of her life. So there needs to be a happy medium, and I don't think that's going to be achieved just yet.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. And look, I've said this so many times to everybody. Rome was not built in a day, but I will say this: the women, and especially in the WNBA, they're only making a maximum $75,000 a year. That's nothing nowadays.
Nothing.
I mean, heck, we even saw the story. Angel Reese came out and said that her rent is through the roof, which is absolutely insane with rent how it is today. But like, give these girls an opportunity, A, to have good health insurance, B, be able to stack away a nest egg for the future of their life, because you're only granted X amount of years in professional sports, and then what do you do next? But you need to have a comfortable nest egg. And Marcus, I mean, I can tell you now, $75,000 a year today is like nothing. It's not really beneficial. Pensman, you have a question. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to use my dad as an illustration. This is for you, Marcus. I'm getting somewhere. My dad was a big baseball fan growing up. He's not so much anymore, but 97 strike in baseball, he kind of got away with it. When if WNBA goes to a strike, if they do, would that linger fans to come back like baseball fans?
Yes, I think that should be a very vivid fear for the players and the league, and it sucks because the ownership is using that as leverage,
Mhm.
and it's harsh because what you're betting on as an owner is that threat is going to get these players to come out and play. But guess what? It's a real threat to lose, especially the new audience that you've captivated and captured, and you could take the chance of losing it
Right.
if let's say this strike did go for a whole season, like that baseball season did. And I remember that. I mean, look, I'm a White Sox diehard, man. I believe that team was poised to do it that year, and then they had a strike. I was sick to my stomach. I didn't watch baseball for 2 years, and I was a teenager. Like
Mhm.
I was mad,
Right.
mad, mad.
Right.
And
And
it
rightfully
took, and it,
so.
and then remember, it took the steroid movement to bring baseball back. I don't think these ladies are gonna have a steroid. Well, maybe they will. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like look at what the depths it had to go to save baseball after that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a
I can't.
real.
I,
It
I
should be a
can't say
real
women
fear.
taking steroids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could you imagine Marcus seeing Brittany Griner? Hey, let me inject some more roids in me and hit a home
Well,
run. I mean,
well, you would. And here's the thing: for us to deny it, that's the funny part about it. We literally saw Sammy Sosa arms go from pencils to Popeye muscles, and no one said
yes,
anything. They're like, "Man, his workout is great." Like, if Angel
I'm
Reese
sure
shows
it
up
is.
and she's
Yep.
stacked and she's sitting there flexing guns, I mean, we gotta at least
Then you got to
say,
start wondering
"What's your
right there.
diet, Angel?"
And it's different that made you be Stretch Armstrong muscle wise. All right, so Shane, do a mic check real quick.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Can you hear him, Marcus?
No, no, but you guys can. So
Okay.
hey,
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
make
ask
it
the
Well,
work.
question.
I'm gonna let Brandon ask
Yeah, he'll
ask my
he'll ask the
questions later.
question and I'll ask it to you. Okay, Marcus.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
works.
So really, what I want to know is with the generation that came through, say Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, who is that next star at the college level that you see being that next it person for the WNBA?
He's wanting to know with all the generational talents we've had coming out as of late. Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark. Who is next on the totem pole to move up from college to professional basketball? Like an example would be Juju Watkins, like those kind of things.
Juju's number one. Um, and I'm really waiting to see because I know that, man. There's this dominant girl, and I don't
What
want to
about
mispronounce
Audie,
her name.
the girl who she plays for? I think it's
Or
Southern
Iowa
Cal.
State.
Yeah,
Was it? Yeah,
Audie.
man. She
She's
she
she's amazing.
she is a brother. Look, she's unstoppable.
Yeah.
She's unstoppable, and that game is going to like she won't dominate as much in the WNBA, but that game will translate to where she will be very difficult to deal with. And I think that those two players alone, right there, are two that I'm absolutely fascinated with. I mean, it's fitting right in the vein. Caitlin Clark, then Paige Beckers follows. So I'm really looking now, Juju and the girl from Iowa State. Man, right there alone, you don't need, that's the thing about it when a league is young. You don't need 10, talented people. Once the league is started to you get 2 to 3 superstars in each draft, and then let the rest of the draft fall into place where you might have a sleeper like that young girl that played for Washington. They got drafted by Washington. Citriani was her
Mm-hmm.
name, I believe. And
Yes.
and look, she came up out of nowhere, ball, and no one expected her to ball out the way she did. So, yeah, I'm looking forward towards those two girls specifically at this current moment. And there's also the young girl. I don't want to mispronounce her name. She plays for UCLA. Kiki,
Oh,
Kiki, some
yeah, I know.
she's got look for
It's on the
her.
tip of my
She's got
tongue.
game. Yeah, she's got game.
Oh, see, and look, you're right. You don't need to have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, all-star talents right then and there. One or two at every draft. Oh yeah. Does it build
Yeah.
it up? It really does. It solidifies that the
And
level of talent
that
that's there.
one to two every year, just it kind of builds up. Now you've got that 15, 16 star players
He just
in
said
the
that you
league.
get that one or two, it adds up, and it come to the end. You have the entire, basically, you have the entire team now stacked up. It's true. All right, so Marcus, I'm going to switch it up on you a little bit. Actually, that this year, women's professional baseball league gets going. Can I get an amen on that first? And then now we have said this before, and I know we're kind of all getting that little antsy feeling, the ants in the pants about women's sports getting going. But also, let's not forget the professional softball league. They just had a draft this year, and they just expanded again a couple cities. Well, according to StadiumRant.com and ESPN, is that the professional softball league is expected to expand by another 7 teams in 27, 28. And Atlanta is mentioned on there. So is Chicago. Well, the women's pro baseball team is also has already been mentioned. They will be expanding. But knowing this, does this make you even more excited for the future and what women's sports holds now?
Yes, yes, wholeheartedly. I'm very excited, and I believe that it seems like it's coming. It's a slow push, but I feel like there's gonna be a professional women's flag football league. I think that women tried for many years to try to create and establish something for women's football, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't seem to resonate. It didn't. Maybe it wasn't marketed right. I don't know, but it seems like the flag football aspect is starting to get a lot of steam. Girls are playing it in high school already and in college. So they're already establishing a development pipeline. And that's what you need to create a professional league. You need to create a developmental pipeline. And that's where it starts. It starts in the high school and in the colleges. And then from there, you can have a professional league. And so I love seeing this with softball. I love seeing this with baseball. It gives me the hope that there's many more professional women's sports to follow. And next, let's get them on TV. Let's get them on TV, ESPN. Let's get them on TV, ABC, CBS, Fox. Get them on TV. And if you don't want to do it, then someone create a channel for them. Create a channel like there's the Golf Network or like there's the MLB Network. They give us the Women's Sports Network where we can see these games and we can see these women play.
And we can see them grow and see the potential for the future generations. I mean, so Marcus, we had a professional basketball player come on. Her name is Addison Burleson. She plays overseas in London, but this past summer she was playing down in Peru. If you saw the reaction my daughter Addison was when she got talked with her, she was so excited. She wanted to go watch a game with Addison play right now. That's how, and
Hmm.
that right there alone, it means so much more because you're seeing the impact that
Yes.
these athletes are developing young ladies' minds into becoming what they would like to be. My daughter has said, "I want to play professional basketball. I want to play professional softball, and I want to be a doctor." And
Now,
I tell
and
her,
isn't that
"Sky's
funny
the
that
limit."
she can do that? Isn't
Mhm.
that awesome that
Yes.
her saying I want to play professional basketball or I want to play professional baseball or softball? It's a reality now. Like
Hmm.
I love that. That to me is the growth that I want for. I think it's great for sports overall because it just shouldn't be a one gender thing. Sports is for everyone. Sports galvanizes
Sports
us.
unites
Sports
everybody.
unites us. It energizes us, and everyone should be a part of that.
Absolutely. Shane, do you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes. Well, just want to mention, definitely the flag football thing with it becoming an Olympic event now. But as you were getting back related to the money in the WNBA, do you think now with the NIL that
He's asking about NIL and money with regards to the WNBA. Could there be more? That there's more opportunities for more revenue to come in.
What does he mean by in terms of NIL though? How does that fit in? He mean just in terms of like, is NIL going to become more than what women are
Yes.
getting paid?
Yeah.
I think it already is.
Because
That's the problem.
because now colleges are able to pay their student athletes, and also you have NIL coming in there. Texas Tech is very prominent with their NIL. With what they spent this past year to get that amazing, gifted, talented pitcher to come back. And do you think that this is setting them up for maybe unrealistic expectations of okay, I just got $10 million to go throw a softball, I'm getting drafted, therefore I better be making $10 million a year. Like, I mean, that's, I think that's maybe what he's saying is NIL. Is it because he did go out when we were talking to, but can
Yeah.
NIL influence the athletes to expect more?
I think it already has. I think that's why we're at where we're at. You got to remember that a lot of the older players, a lot of the better veteran players, I won't say older people, a lot of the veteran players in the league, they came out of college, especially for women, where it was probably just a scholarship for them. Yeah, of course, we know a lot of these universities were paying the men under the table, but most of the women were just happy that they were getting a full ride that their parents didn't have to pay for.
Mhm.
And so, someone like Aja Wilson never had any sniff of a thought about NIL. So for her now in the league, and someone like Paige Beckers comes into the league and starts telling her how while she was at UConn, she was making $4 million and living like a queen and one of the best houses on campus and had all these amenities and they were flown in a plane and their locker room was set up like this and you start hearing all this and yeah it becomes a problem for not just the young players, 'cause it becomes a problem for the whole league because it's like it sets up definite unrealistic expectations because these universities are big money entities that uh franchise NWNBA franchises can't touch it. Yeah, a franchise in the NFL can touch these universities. NBA, and in MLB also can touch these universities financially, but women's professional women's sports, no, they can't. You can't touch a Texas Tech. You can't. These universities got real money, real donors.
Mhm.
Okay, when Caitlin Clark was at school, Caitlin Clark was, I guarantee it was a step back for her when she went to the Indiana Fever in terms of how her basketball life was and in terms of money that she's making, how advanced everything was, how her treatment setup was, because that university has got way more money than her Indiana Fever franchise.
And that's an alarming stat to really like think about that. So we've all seen this, Marcus, and if not, or they have heard about it. And again, if they have not heard or seen, then they're absolutely living under a rock. But how or what was lit underneath the Bears' butts against Green Bay to mount such a massive comeback? And then also, what are your predictions for this next playoff game for the Bears?
What what turned it around was just, I think, the fact of it was the Packers, believe it or not. I think it was the fact that the Packers didn't pull away, and the Bears saw this. The Bears saw that they had started to get tight. The pressure was on them. They started feeling it because, see, here's the thing. And I was telling my co-host this when we were talking, my other sports show that I go, that's what used to happen to the Bears in the past. The Bears would feel the pressure of we're going to make a mistake, the pressure of this other team's quarterback is, going to make a play against us. Now it's flipped around where teams feel that pressure because Caleb Williams has proven it so many times. Like, we got to do something because this guy's going to come back. We got to do more because this guy's going to come back. And all of a sudden, you saw the Bears are just sticking around, and then it becomes 16-21. That was it right there. Once the Bears got within striking distance of them, the Green Bay was in trouble. Green Bay was in trouble, and then when the fourth quarter hit, Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter, he reminds me of Michael Jordan. He reminds me of Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter. That's one of the only few athletes I saw in the fourth quarter that you couldn't break. That's why I don't like when people compare other basketball players to him or Kobe, LeBron. I saw those guys break down in the fourth. You can't pick a game in Michael Jordan's career where he broke down in the fourth quarter. You had to beat him into the ground to win especially if the game was close in the fourth. And that's what Caleb is. This guy becomes something else, man. He is laser focused in the fourth. He becomes this driven monster, and other teams start to feel it. And when you start to feel that pressure, guess what? You drop you drop an onside kick, or you get a handoff, and all of a sudden it pops out because you're too tight because you're feeling that pressure. And I think that's exactly what happened to Green Bay. They felt the pressure, and Caleb doesn't feel that type of pressure.
I got
And
to
man,
I got to tip my cap also to one of the most famous Sports Center sportscasters to ever don a suit for Sports Center and do the favors. One of my favorite quotes of him is "Cool as the other side of the pillow."
on the side of the pillow.
Mr. Stuart Scott, we miss you,
Yes.
Stuart Scott.
Man, shout
Absolutely
outs to the
legend.
big dog. Shout outs to the big dog. And you want to know my prediction?
Yes.
Okay, so nothing makes
You got a
sense.
challenging. You do have a challenging opponent next.
Let's listen. The Rams are a better team. They have the better quarterback. They have at this moment. He is the seasoned veteran. And I think he's going to be league MVP. So they have the better quarterback. They have the better coach because Ben Johnson. This is his rookie season. McVay is a Super Bowl winning championship coach. They have the better defense. Everything on paper says that this team is and will beat the Bears. But I'm going to tell you what. It's just something because I feel like they're at home. The weather is going to be cold. I mean, it's going to be Chicago Bear weather. You're talking like 9 degrees. And I just feel like if it stays close, if the Panthers, if the Rams do what they did against the Panthers and let it stay close, you're going to see a completely different result and the Bears will win. So I'm just picking the Bears because I have no reason. I have no rhyme or reason. I'm gonna pick them because I want this ride to continue, and so I'm saying Bears are gonna beat the Rams at home.
I like it. I absolutely like it. Marcus, man, I always have a blast having you on. We're gonna have you on again in a couple Wednesdays. Absolutely gonna have you on.
Anytime.
So quick.
Hold on, Brandon.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a question from Tiger Stripes Media. How far do you think the Bears will make it in the playoffs?
I think that this could possibly be it. If they beat the Rams, they're going to the Super Bowl. Will they win the Super Bowl? I cannot answer that. But if they beat the Rams, the Bears are going to the Super Bowl.
There you have it. I like it. Marcus, tell everybody real quick about the new show so people know how to listen to you.
Yes. Every Monday now, and this is Eastern time, our time. You want to listen 6 to 8 p.m. The show is called Unfiltered Sports with me and my co-host Kyle Long, and you can listen to us through Prime Coverage Sports Network, and that's on YouTube, Facebook, X as well. You just simply go search under Prime Coverage Sports Network and you watch us live for 2 hours. And this is national sports news that you are going to want to hear. You know us. We bring it unfiltered and real every time. Brandon, guys, Penman, Shane, thank you guys so much for I can't tell you, I really love talking sports with you guys.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Hey, Marcus, I'll talk to you again soon. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode with you. Sound good?
Definitely. Let's rock and roll, brothers. You guys have a good night.
You too, brother. Take care.
Appreciate it.
You too, man.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. Marcus is awesome. Love talking with him. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to be real quick on this one. The crazy changes at the helm have continued in the NFL. First, we saw Harbaugh get relieved of his duty for the Baltimore Ravens, and now Pinsman's coach has hung his whistle up. Mike Tomlin, after 19 years, is not going to be on the sidelines. It's going to be weird to see that one. Now my question is for both of you, but we're going to start with you, Shane. Is it time to finally say we need fresh faces that are younger, more talented for the times, or maybe continue with this idea that if we bring back older coaches, maybe it will incite some sort of success? The Pete Carroll experiment, it failed miserably in Vegas. So what are your thoughts on that, Shane?
Well, the way I see it is there's a lot of turnover in the coaching range right now anyway. We're talking about 1, 2, 3 years. A lot of these coaches have been let go, and you only have a couple, say Harbaugh, Mike McDaniel down there in Miami. They all got let go, and they're kind of seasoned and veterans. But you got a lot of new faces that have been let go. And, some people just aren't head coaches. They're better coordinators than they are coaches. And that's kind of what I've seen in the major turnover. We see it in the college ranks with Bill Belichick this past year. If coaches take a break for a lengthy period of time, it just seems like they don't have the it factor anymore when they come back. So, I still think that you can take a year or two off, but anything more than that kind of hurts you. You're not there. You might be in an analyst position somewhere, where you're breaking down film and stuff like that, but you're not solely focused on your team and what your team needs to do better and stuff. So you kind of get away from the current trends and everything that works in the sport, and you kind of come back with that old style mentality. And they know how to beat it now because you got the young minds, like you said, coming up. So I like the turnover because you're going to see a lot more fresh faces in places. But, in that same sense, you've got great coaches that regularly make the playoffs, and Harbaugh and Tomlin. So I expect, you people to get and ownership to go after those coaches hard as well, other than the, fresh new minds that you see coming up.
I do know that Tomlin said he's not coaching in 26, and he made that article with ESPN. But it's and I know that so Pinsman and I had a conversation earlier today, and so it when you check sources, it's like measure twice, cut once kind of thing. And there's talks that a deal is possibly being finalized for John Harbaugh to go to the New York Football Giants. So we will see. Well. Yeah, so we'll see on that one.
Let's go.
All right. So let's go to the next topic on here, and it's about Major League Baseball. The MLB season, it is knocking on the door. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new segment with everybody, and it's just strictly baseball, nothing else. And it will be every Wednesday. We're going to do this. I'm going to give you teams. So Pinsman, we're working on the NL East. So type it into the chat, please. Atlanta, Washington, Miami, New York Mets, and then post it there. Okay. So this is the first one. We're doing the NL East. All right. So now here's what I want you to do, Shane. I'm going to go to you on this right away. You're going to give a star rating for them. Okay. For how they done in their off season. Let me wait till they're all there.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
All right. So with the Atlanta Braves this offseason, Shane, give a star rating 1 through 5. 5 being great, 1 being crappy.
I say 4.
Okay.
I say 4. They've done enough. They've done enough splashes in the market to make some decent moves, but they've got a lot coming back off injury, so can't be too aggressive now.
Okay. All right. So now I want you to give me the Atlanta Braves overall record prediction that you can give.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 90, 98, 64.
Okay. All right. So now the next one is the Washington Nationals. What do you give them a star rating?
I give them a 2. I really hadn't kept up with them, but I haven't seen any big moves that they've made either. So
Now, what about their overall record prediction that you can give?
I'm gonna say total wins somewhere between 45 and 60.
Okay. All right. What about the Miami Marlins star rating?
Uno.
Oof, that's sad. Yeah, you haven't seen anything really. All right, and then give us your win total prediction.
I'm gonna say in the 40s to 50s as well. There, I just don't see them. They've got a lot that they've got to do.
All right, and how about the New York Metropolitans?
We'll give them a
Star rating.
3.
Okay.
We'll give them a 3.
All
We'll
right,
give 'em
and
a
then what about the
3.
overall record?
I'm gonna go from 75 to 90.
Okay. All right, so let's go to you, Pensman.
You forgot one team.
I got it. I got it.
I did. I said the
Right.
Metropolitans.
No, the Phillies.
Oh shit.
I got him. I got him.
All right, so give me your Philly. Give me the.
I thought you
your
were talking
Philly.
about me, Shane. I was like, yeah, I got him.
No. I was talking to Brandon. He was fixing to miss
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You
Yeah, it was.
forgot the Phillies. You got the Mets and everybody, but you forgot the Phillies.
Anyways, all right.
And I'm gonna go 4 with them.
All right, and what is their overall record? What would you give the overall record for them?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close race this year. So I'm gonna say anywhere from 85 to 100 wins.
Okay. All right, Pensman, let's go because the next one after this, after you give me yours, I'm gonna go back to Shane again. All right, so Atlanta Braves star rating.
Give him a 4.
All right, Washington Nationals
Give him a 4.
and the Miami Marlins.
Give him a 1.
God, Miami, you just getting you getting short stalls.
Now,
Absolutely.
if Miami went to the 97, if they managed the way the 97 team was, then that would be there. But now I don't see any consistency out of them.
All right, how about the Metropolitans
Give them a 3.
and the Philadelphia Phillies?
Give them a 5. I hate to say it, but I give them a 5.
All right, so give me your record prediction for the Atlanta Braves.
If everybody's healthy and everybody's good, give them 98 wins.
All right, Washington Nationals.
Yeah. Like Shane, probably about 50.
All right, Miami Marlins.
Probably like 35 to 40.
Ooh, they could be the worst. They could literally be one of the worst ever. All right, and then the Metropolitans.
It's probably going to come down to New York Mets and the Atlanta and Philly. It's probably going to be like 93 for the Mets.
And then what about for the Phillies?
Give them at 9. Give them like 100.
All right. So now the next question, the first one's going to go to you, and then the same exact question goes to Shane. Who wins the division?
If Atlanta Braves are healthy and everybody's good, I can see them winning. But Philly's been winning the division left and right. New York has been spending money, but they've been falling flat on their face, and it's going to be between Atlanta and Philly.
All right. Let's go to you, Shane. Who wins the division?
It's all going to come down to that series.
Yeah, and I think the Phillies get the division title for the regular season.
Okay. What would be now the next question, and start with you, is what would be their seed in the playoffs, starting with the Atlanta Braves?
Let's see. I guess you would say the Braves would be. I guess it would be a 4 seed.
Okay. And then what about the Washington Nationals? Do they make the playoffs?
No.
What about the New York Mets?
They could sneak in to be a 7 seed.
So the final wild card.
Yeah, but I don't know. They would sneak in to be a 7 seed, or or they'd be out.
Okay.
Yep,
Miami Marlins. Do they make the
out,
playoffs?
out.
Okay. Philadelphia Phillies.
2.
All right. All right. So the next question on that one is, do they win the NL pennant? And starting off with the Atlanta Braves.
Um, it's going to be tough, but I think that they will make it to the game.
All right. So we already did say that the Nationals are and the Marlins are out. So let's go to the Mets. Do the Mets win the NL?
No, they might not make it out the wild card.
And what about the Philadelphia Phillies? Do they win the NL?
No, I think they lose in the playoffs to the Braves.
All right. All right, Pinsman. Go to you. Who do you think wins this division?
It's all going to come down to Atlanta Braves and Phillies series in September. But if Philly wins, I think Philly wins it.
All right. What would be their seeding in the playoffs?
Be the fourth seed.
And did the Atlanta Braves win the NL pennant?
No, but they'll make the division around.
And what about the Mets? Do the Mets win the NL?
No.
What about the Phillies?
Yeah, they'll make it. They'll make it to the Wild Division or the National League Championship Series and lose to the Dodgers again.
All right. So with that being said, out of these three teams that I'm going to tell you, who wins the World Series? Atlanta, the Mets, or the Phillies? Out of those three, who would win the World Series? Shane.
Go. This guy he talked to.
I'm going to go with Atlanta, but you got to get past the Dodgers. That's why I didn't give Philly the 1 seed, because the Dodgers are the Dodgers and they're spending money like the Mets, but they're a good team already. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. What about you, Pinsman? Out of those three teams, who do you think would win the World Series?
I think Philly has a good chance as long as they knock the Dodgers out, like Shane said. Dodgers are the Dodgers.
It is the Dodgers, who buys literally everybody and defers their payments for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. That's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to do something similar to this for every division. So, and we welcome your comments, everything. And if you give us the best comment, maybe you get your own segment on our show. So just saying. All right. So the Winter Olympics, y'all, they are only a few weeks away from getting going. Now, here comes a crazy
Olympic
story.
hockey. Let's go.
This is going to be the absolute strangest story you're about to hear. It was on the news that athletes are having a difficult time training for their sports because there is not enough real snow, and the fake snow that is being made is limited to certain areas and certain lengths on their jumps. With that being said, Shane, the committee has announced they will be doing adjustments, but let's continue on this. Which sport, though, are you going to be looking forward to most in the Olympics?
Well, of course, I think everybody on here is going to be geared up for the hockey, especially what we saw with the nation's face off, that we had this past year. So everybody's going to be excited for that. I'm a big fan of speed skating. I love watching that. It's pretty cool. But an underrated sport to watch in the Olympics is curling. And how serious they take it. It is an awesome thing to watch, and it takes a lot of skill. If you've never tried it, it's extremely hard. You wouldn't think it would be, but it is. But definitely excited for that. And of course, the snowboarding, skiing stuff. That's always fun to watch. It's amazing how fast they do that downhill. Alpine slalom and all that. That is ridiculous how fast they end up going on those hills. But like you said, the snow is going to be a real big thing, because I know, being around fake snow and stuff like that, it compacts extremely hard. So it's definitely rougher. And which, you saw I watched some of the half pipe ski finals, and there was a lot of wipeouts, and I mean it was gruesome.
Well, how about that one girl, the downhill racer? She tore her labrum in her shoulder. She's going to compete, but she tore it. It's because again, you don't have the amount of wintry precipitation needed, really, and
Yeah. Well,
things like
the
sucks.
fresh snow is a lot softer, so you're able to get more grip when it comes to turning your skis and everything. If it compacts too much, then you just kind of slide over it.
Mm-hmm. It's not fun. All right, Shane, give us your sports story.
Oh yeah, well, my sports story. I'm gonna talk about the U.S. House announced, especially with the Summer Olympics coming over to North America this year and the World Cup and everything coming. They announced that local and state law enforcement now are going to go through the same training to be able to shut down unauthorized drones that are being flown over all the events. It's been done in cases for like the Super Bowl and all that, but now the Safe Skies Act was just passed by the U.S. House to kind of protect the skies and watch a drone show like we did Monday night over Pittsburgh. That was pretty cool. But
That was
you
pretty
got
cool,
other
actually.
if you got other drones, flying through there, they can't necessarily do that. And plus, with the camera technology and everything, you're watching the game for free. So nobody wants that. All the regular sports fan does. But just wanted to bring that to light, and hopefully that we can have a lot more stuff like the drone shows and all that, since we're going to have safer spaces over these venues across all sports.
All right, I like it. All right, so my sports story is it's actually kind of geared towards actually it's more geared towards my daughter's basketball team. Got their first W last night. Really, 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 really proud of the girls and everything. It was one of my honorable mentions, but I'm going to read it, and I'm going to read it, and I want you to hear everything. So, thank you. Shout out to the Lady Eagles 8U basketball team. They have this one head coach. He's unbelievably amazing, and the assistant coach is a really great piece of the puzzle needed. And to top it off, the girls are so much fun to watch, and we have so much fun watching them grow. Have fun watching them score, rebound, or block a shot. Heck, even steal the ball. Anything. It just means the most. Well, that said team is coached by one Brandon Keeler, or as Matt Thomas so lovely likes to name him, aka Bobby Knight Jr. Like I said, we won our first game as a team last night, 15-12. Shout out to all those young ladies and great athletes. This is the first of many more to come. So really happy about that one. All right. So that was my sports story. Let's go to our segment that we really love. It's called Honorable Mentions, where the mainstream media doesn't necessarily talk much about certain sports stories, but we definitely will. So my first honorable mention is going to be a shout out to the University of Miami of Ohio, the Redhawks. They have started the season in college basketball at 18-0. Now there is a poll. I put it out on Twitter and I put it on Facebook. So please continue to vote. It goes for a total of 10 days, or excuse me, 7 days. Will Miami of Ohio go undefeated all the way until they reach the tournament? Let us know in the votes. We greatly appreciate it. All right, Shane, give us your honorable mention, sir.
My first honorable mention is going to go out to Dominic and Sue, Mark Ingram, and Aaron Donald. They were just announced today for the 2026 College Football Hall of Fame class. So congratulations to them. I remember Sue and Donald. They were unstoppable
Yep.
when they played.
Could you imagine both of them on the same time? Oh man, that would have been
Oh,
even more elite.
yeah, well, didn't we see that for a little while at the Rams?
Sort of.
Sort of, kind
Yeah.
of, towards the tail end, but but yeah, them and then Mark Ingram, with what that Alabama team was, and what he did as a running back during that time and winning the Heisman and all, those are just three of the great ones. I hadn't really studied the whole class, but congratulations goes out to the whole class. But definitely those three that made an imprint on us, not just in college, but in the NFL as well for a couple of them.
I like it. All right, Benjamin, give us your first honorable mention, sir.
In case you guys haven't noticed, I'm a huge Duke fan. So my first honorable mention is John Shire. He took over from Mike Krzyzewski, and he is the fastest coach to have 100 wins. So I'd like to give a shout out to him. So getting 100 wins that quick is really hard to do in college basketball. You got Clemson, and look at all the ACC schedule they have to go through. They have to go Clemson, Louisville, Virginia, and then he's got 100 wins already. So that's my honorable mention.
I like it. All right, got a little bit of a breaking news for the honorable mention. Now, why is it breaking news? I'm so happy you asked. So we have all had them. Okay. Heck, when I made a sack or a touchdown, mine was In the End by Linkin Park, the chorus part. Okay. But what was everyone's walkout song for sports that you can remember? Now, the best answer, you get it. You stay on here. This is including the fans, but the best answer to this question, you do get a segment on our show. But we're going to start with our team members here. Shane, go. Your best introduction song.
I have to go with back in high school baseball. I had Young Jeezy. I put on for my city.
I like it.
So I mean, it was one of those things. It's just walking up there. I've had a couple other good ones, but yeah, that one had to got the juices flowing the best.
I like it. I like that. Pensman, what about you?
When I came out off the bench of basketball, mine was Bad to the Bone.
It was what?
Bad to the Bone.
Oh, bad. Do y'all know what Cassie's was? So Cassie's last name, her maiden name is G-E-E. Shane, have an idea?
Like a G6?
G-Unit.
Oh, that one. Oh, well, yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was a little bit after our times, but yeah.
A little after our time.
Well, yeah. Flying high like a G6.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was a great song. All right. This is from John, Pitch Grid Podcast. Viva la vida. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Brian Pettit says the Bulls intro in the 90s. Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool. So when I got a touchdown, it was click, click, pow, is the way they did it. So, but when I got the sack, they would do in the end, because I would always get the sack towards the end of the game. That was I would basically lock up. So I loved that. Fans, what was your song when you played? Even be a walkout song or when you did something good? What was yours? Let us know. Right now, the one in the running is John. John, right now you have a segment. Scott Rowland used to go. What did I say? Oh, Scott Rowland used to go out to it, and it literally sent chills to me up and down. Oh, I like that. So, John, you have a segment on our show coming up, and we'll get it set up for you. Don't worry. Ah, man, so cool on that one. But Shane, what is your next honorable mention, sir?
My next honorable mention is going to go to a couple of NASCAR topics. Yesterday, they ran a test with the new 750 horsepower car out at North Wilkesboro. And let me just say the stands, for it to be an afternoon kind of deal, the stands were about a third packed of fans just watching in anticipation of this new car and setup coming out. A few of the drivers commented on it, said it made racing a whole lot, it was racier. They had multiple grooves, multiple lines that they could run in that. And also staying on the NASCAR side, want to shout out to Mr. Tony Stewart. The Smoke Show is coming back to Daytona. He's going to be driving the truck number 25 for Colleague Racing in the Daytona truck race coming up here in just a couple weeks. So real excited to hear about that and Legend of the Sport returning.
I'm just sure to be back in general. I'm excited. Blaze said, mine was when I scored a touchdown. My best friend Zach Gudry had the ball. Handed the ball to me and told me to put my helmet on, so I did. Blaze, you have to kind of elaborate more on that one. I'm a little confused on that one. All right, let's go to you, Pensman. Give us your first honorable mention, sir.
Well, Duck Father ruined it for me, but it's fine. He didn't know. So shout out to the Vanderbilt girls. They are in the top 5 and also in the top 10. So Vanderbilt girls are starting to put on a show. So
love it.
By the way, it's always good to see. It's always good to see girls basketball do good.
Remember when we had the show on Monday? There was 5. Now there's 3. And so it's actually Nebraska. It's Nebraska, Miami of Ohio, and Vanderbilt. Those are the last 3 that are undefeated. Yeah. You spiked the ball when you scored a touchdown. Okay, well, what about the song? Was there a song played for you? That's what we're talking about. So let us know if there was. Man, my next honor. Let's see. Actually, my next honorable mention, man. Because there literally is so many to go like really give out and stuff.
Oh, just say your lightning. Just say your lightning.
No, my next honorable mention is definitely going to go to an Atlanta team, though. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks for not trading to get street clothes because he is out for the rest of. It looks to be he will be out for the rest of the regular season. Atlanta Hawks definitely dodged a bullet there, so that's why I say shout out to the Atlanta Hawks for thinking clearly on that one. So Shane, give us your final one, please, sir.
My final honorable mention, I hate to take a little jab at Pensman on this one, but it's going to go to Ranger Suarez for leaving the Phillies and signing a 5-year, $130 million deal with the Boston Red Sox. So, shout out to him for going to get that bag and for not being in the NL East anymore.
We ain't got to see him no more, thank goodness. Oh, man. All right, Benjamin, give us your final honorable mention, sir.
In case you guys haven't heard, the New York Yankees got Ryan Withers the other day. So I want to do an honorable mention for being in pinstripes. He joins his father as being a part of the pinstripes. So it's always good to see that father-son, whatever I want to do what my father did. So I think that's pretty cool. So we signed him on Monday, I think it was. So it was a good pickup. So it's always good to see that father-son combo.
Nice. I like that. Real quick, I'm going to let you guys know next Wednesday we will be doing the AL East. We will be doing the AL East. So get your popcorn ready on that one. All right. Guys, we had a fun episode. A lot of great insights with our guy Marcus. We will have him on again probably in the next 3 weeks as well. Can't wait for that one. This Friday, January 16th, it is episode 182. We have Abe Gordon of 92.9 The Game and the host of the Abe TL show. He is returning. The prodigal son is returning. And, Shane, everybody should know this by now. We have fantastic content with Abe. So absolutely enjoy it. Hey, Ralph, good to see you. Monday, January 19th, we have episode 183. Wednesday, the 21st, is episode 184. Friday, the 23rd, it is episode 185. That's the one I'm trying to really get with Brandon Leak. I'm waiting to hear back. I might just call him and be like, hey, are you down for the 23rd? And then Monday, January 26th, I want you all to circle this date on your calendar. Be there because this is a real honor. Monday, January 26th. Yes, it is episode 186. We have former defensive back of the Houston Texans, Jonathan Wells, who also was a star at Ohio State University. He will be coming on. I'm really excited to talk with him. The fact that he has agreed to come on really means the world to us. Wednesday, January 28th, it is episode 187. And then Friday the 30th is 188. Monday, February the 2nd, it is episode 189. And also on Friday the 30th, all the way to, actually, you know what? We're going to do this Monday, February 2nd, all the way to Friday the 6th. We are going to discuss the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl and that stuff. So, because the Super Bowl is coming. So, and then Wednesday, the February the 4th, it is episode 190. And then last but definitely not least, Friday, February 6th, Bo Koch, who covers the Seattle Kraken, will be coming on. I thought it was the play-by-play. No, he just covers the Seattle Kraken. So I apologize on that one. But that is our lineup that we have coming, and we're only getting bigger. So we're really excited. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you for everybody who interacted with us. It really does mean the world to us. Real quick, also want to let you guys know of a programming note. Monday's show is actually going to start at 7 p.m., not 7:30, due to the national championship game going on, and it will be a condensed show. It's only going to be an hour long on Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day. It'll only be an hour's long show, but we are starting at 7, not 7:30. It'll give you your time for everybody to get everything cooked and get ready to go. And we'll hop off, and we will have you guys will be able to go watch the rest of the national championship game. So with that being said, for everybody who tuned in tonight, for our guy Matt Thomas, who he's busy working, that's perfectly fine, completely understandable. Hey, it's life. You know, like I said, you will guarantee to see at least two of us every day, every episode on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. People have obligations, so they may not be here, and that's fine. We're all one team, and we are all here to help each other out, and that's all that matters. We're all one cohesive family. All right, Pensman, give your final goodbyes, sir.
Well, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. If there's a lot of hate in the world, so just respect everybody. If you don't like what they say, just turn the other way and walk the other way. So respect each other. That's all you gotta say.
Amen to that one. And Matt, you know, he always says to you guys, if you might partake in some adult libations, but if you are going to drink at home or get a ride share. Don't drink and dive. You want to get those whoops behind you, because once you do, you're in some serious dog doo-doo on that one, and it only gets worse from there. So don't do something stupid. If you're gonna drink, don't drive. Stay home or get a ride share. Yet you do not want them behind you. We promise you that one. So just don't get flagged in the game of life. Shane, give your final goodbyes, sir.
Oh yeah, well, everybody up here in the mountains of Western North Carolina and in Tennessee, y'all be careful, be safe out there on the roads with the weather that we're supposed to be getting. May the good Lord bless you, and peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease is always the best. Hey, I will be doing a TikTok live in about 15 minutes. Please come on and hang out with me out there for a little bit. I just surpassed 150,000 likes. Thank you guys to that. And we just hit 2,000 followers. So we are 3,000 away from 5,000. So help us grow there. We greatly appreciate it. So with that, thank you. As I always tell you guys, keep up. A-Town down. Why? It's the greatest sports city there ever was. I want you guys to have a fantastic evening. We'll see you on Friday. As remember, the prodigal son, Abe Gordon, returns. We'll talk to you then. Yeah, until then, you'll have a wonderful night. Goodbye.